Good morning, good morning, good morning, you guys. This is Sandra Ayan, your home care provider. It's 8:30. Well, I don't even have a watch. Duh, right? I wanted to give you guys a patient update, okay? And the reason I'm doing this is because I want you guys to more or less understand the process when your patient's condition changes, okay? I have been working from 8 o'clock in the morning or earlier. Today is because I'm gonna go put gas in my vehicle. I need gas, and I made sure my patient's okay. And I've already called them several times and made sure that it's okay for me to put gas. But so I have been working about anywhere between 8 I'm sorry. In a combination of my patients, I've been, oh no, I don't want to go that way. I'm going to stay, well, I guess it doesn't really matter. I'm sorry. I'm trying to decide where I want to put gas. It takes anywhere between, I've been working anywhere between 8 to combination of all my patients, 15, 16-hour days, okay? And it's extremely draining. It's extremely exhausting, but it is also very, very well rewarded, okay? And I could see it in him because great, now I gotta pull forward. He is very, very happy, okay, that, sorry, I gotta pull forward. He is extremely happy that I'm there for him, okay? He's like super grateful, and that's basically what happens when you take care of someone and you provide the service, because they love you. They love you for the reasons that they're grateful, because they cannot do. I hate these. I had to put locks on my damn gas tanks. I won't say why. Anyways. So, what I want to tell you guys is, besides the rewarding factor, I want to tell you guys that I called, every time I call the call center, I always call at 8 o'clock exactly. 8 o'clock exactly. And the reason is because the workers start working at 8 o'clock, okay? And they answer the phone a lot quicker. So it takes about it's taken about 5 minutes for the worker to answer me. When I call in at 8 o'clock, it takes about 5 minutes, which is like super awesome. I don't even have to put look at my eyebrows. Yeah, my eyebrows. Look at my eyelashes. I don't even have to put on mascara with this mascara. I don't take it off at night. I leave it a couple of days. It doesn't smear. It's waterproof. It's that mascara that came out on Facebook that says that makes your eyelashes like super long. Don't really need that much. But anyways, it's a great buy, so it works. It is called Vivelli Express Control. So I want to share that with my ladies because we like to look good. But I want to give you guys a a time frame. My patient went in on the 6th of May, which was Monday. He had surgery Monday, and then on Tuesday, he stayed in the hospital. Didn't really care for the hospital. When I went into the hospital on Tuesday to go see him, because I let him rest Monday. When I went into the hospital, his room was a disaster. A disaster. Okay? So what I did is when I walked in there, I said to them, I went in, I looked at the room. Of course, it's disgusting. And I said to them, I gotta put gas, so I gotta turn this off. When people see me, they don't think of me as a home care provider. So, when I walked in there, first thing I did was walk up to the charge nurse's station, and I said to them, I need to know who the nurse is for room blah blah, patient so on and so forth. And once they told me who the nurse was for that time, I said, okay. I said, hi, my name is Sandra. I'm here to see John, because that's my patient's name. I said to her, I need you to tell me, hold on. I need you to tell me, can you please tell me what his status is? Can you please tell me what his condition is? I need to know how he's doing. And she looks at me and she says, and who are you? And I said, I'm his home care provider. And as soon as I told her that I was a home care provider, she started giving me all the information. Okay. Well, my major is nursing. So I have a background on how to the certain things that nurses are supposed to do. I also know how overwhelmed they are, with wow, it's already 25 bucks. This thing's probably going to take about 50. And it's a small tank. Anyways. Wow. So I've worked in hospitals. I've worked at convalescent homes. I've taken courses for nursing. I love the kidneys and the heart. They're like my favorite. The heart, especially the heart. So I kind of know how this works. I also did research on what the reconstruction of the knee is prior to him going into the hospital, because we need to be knowledgeable. Well, that wasn't too bad. 45 bucks. Okay. Thank God for travel time, huh? Because they do pay. And I heard also that you can get a refund back when you do your taxes on for gas and registration. So this is my receipt. This guy should have waited, but nobody has patience anymore. So I'm experienced, okay? I may not know a lot, because the reason I had to stop my nursing was because I had to go to, let me back up. This young lady, they're like 18 years old. Whatever. I had to work, and this was the next best job to working in something that I like to work in. So I had to leave my schooling. Well, that's gone. I'm not even gonna bother with that cigarette. I had to leave my schooling to work and support my family, but I continued to stay in school. I always kept I made sure that my enrollment was not broken, because it's harder when your enrollment is broken. So a lot of us, it would be good to take some kind of courses when you're in school, when just a tiny little course that will teach you biology, anything, you guys. One little course. You can always apply for financial aid and so on and so forth. And just it's imperative, because right now we're not demanded that we have certain there's no requirements for us to be home care providers, okay? So it's good, but we should know a little bit about what we're doing. Okay, so cool. So he went into the hospital on the 6th of May. I went to go see him. When I talked to the charge nurse, that wasn't, not the charge nurse, the nurse and the CNA that are in charge of him, I said to her, you know what, sweetheart? I said, why is there such a mess in his room? Everything's everywhere. And one of the things that he mentioned to me was that they told him that they wanted him to walk around and exercise. And I said, how is it possible for him to walk around and exercise in such a mess? There's a lot of disorder. So I said, but you know what, don't worry about it. I know you're overwhelmed. I know you have a lot of stuff to do. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to clean up the mess, but there are some materials in there that do not belong in his room, and I don't know why they're there. So that's when she mentioned to me the therapist was in there. Well, the therapist came in, and then the therapist decided to also leave, and he left his mess there. And this is part of the thing that happens with patients, because they're so overwhelmed in the hospitals that they do not, and I'm going to use you guys as a mirror, that they do not, they don't know their rights. So as soon as I said to her, I'm going to clean up that mess that's in there, because he shouldn't be like that. He needs to walk around. Where's the therapist? Where's the therapist at? Not even 2 minutes, and the therapist was in the room. Okay. So now I've had to listen to the therapist. I've had to see how it is that he works, and I had to pay attention, because he has to do certain exercises. He also mentioned to me that once I got to the hospital and I let them know, of my knowledge as a home care provider, that it improved. The service in there improved, and improved in the fact that, being that the nurses now knew that someone was there that knew what they were doing, they paid more attention to him. Okay, that's why we're supposed to go. We don't now, when a patient is in the hospital, we do not get paid. Okay, they either pay the hospital or they pay the home care provider. They don't pay both, because it's a Medi-Cal funded program. So they would only pay one. So another thing too you have to do is you have to call the social worker and let the social worker know when the patient entered the hospital and when he got out. So the way that I have done it is, if my patient is going to go in the hospital, I wait until the patient gets out of the hospital. So then I call the social worker and I tell her my patient was in the hospital, went in at this time. Okay, specify the time he went in, because if your patient went in at 12 in the afternoon, normally patients that we take care of require more help before, and definitely more help after. So let's say that your patient went in at, oh wow, this is a big cart, poor guy. Let's say the patient went in at 12 in the afternoon on Monday. Okay, well, you can provide services from 6 a.m. of Monday until 12 o'clock. Okay, when your patient gets out, like mine got out at 12 o'clock in the afternoon on Wednesday, you also have to keep in mind and tell them about the time they got out. Why? Because the time they got out is also extremely important because my patient got out at 12 o'clock in the afternoon. That leaves me 12 o'clock midnight to be able to still take care of him. So 12 o'clock midnight to still be able to take care of him, that leaves me time. So when I called the social worker and left a message at the 888-822-9622 number, which is the provider clerk's number, I told her and I specified my patient went in on Monday morning and at 6 o'clock in the morning and got out of the hospital on Wednesday 12 o'clock in the afternoon. So what that does is it automatically blocks Monday and Tuesday. Okay, for me, I cannot claim any hours Monday or Tuesday, but I can work on Wednesday after 12, which is when he was released. So that and not only that, but as I mentioned, he's gonna require more assistance. So because he requires more assistance, that gives me the time to be able to give him more. So now I've done several things. Okay, I've advocated for him in the hospital. I've gone to see how he is, and I've called the social worker, and the evaluation has already been done because I called this morning to check in the system because I need to know when the what hours are going to be allowed for him, and I'm waiting a phone call from. If you're dropping off a new prescription, I've also called the supervisor, and I left the supervisor a message telling her that it is important that he hey, how are you, handsome? It's good to see you, love. I got a message telling me that I have to pick up a prescription for myself. Can you look, love? Date of birth is 1/27/75 before you guys return it.
Happy belated Mother's Day.
Thank you, thank you, thank you.
Something special, even though Mother's Day should be every day pretty much.
Right?
Yeah.
I think.
So it's nicotine chewing gum.
Yep.
Anything else you want to check for?
No, baby boy, that's enough for today. I'll be back. I just don't want it to be returned.
No worries.
Yeah, I told my kid, I go, you know, when it's your birthday, I think I should get the present. I had you for 9 months. I was the one going through the pain. Why do you get the birthday? The birthday present.
It's like a common reminder of,
right? So
yeah, you should get a gift too. That makes a lot of sense.
yeah, it hasn't worked yet, but I'm trying. So I'll just pick that up, love. So I gotta pick up some medicine. And then by the time I get to John's, I'll be like super beautified, right? Now I'm going to be because I have phone numbers from the past of social workers and supervisors. I'm able to contact them, and then of course they know me. But the reason that I wanted to talk to the supervisor is because right now what I'm doing is I'm taking care of him from head to toe. I wake him up in the morning, I brush, I dress him, I clean him, I give him a bath, a bed bath. I get him dressed. There's a belt that he has to wear around his waist, which is called a gait belt, G-A-I-T. With that belt, I already know the posture, so I'm able to pick him up with one hand, and I also let him know.
CVS card phone number?
562-281-3219. So I let him know, look, I'm here as a support. I'm here to help you. trust me, you're not gonna fall down. I am going to hold on to you, and if you fall down, and you'll fall down on top of me, and I'm pretty cushiony, so so
Miss Aya, just signature and then enjoy the rest of your week.
thank you so much, love. I'll bring you guys some pens next time I come, okay?
Thank you.
Because I know they're in a shortage. You know what? Do me a favor and check for one more patient, yeah? Date of birth is 12/14/1950, and it's for John Harvell. Since I'm here,
Nothing ready, no phone calls. The next pickup will be on the 25th for the aspirin.
sounds great. Alrighty then, I'll be back, love. Thank you. Have a blessed day. So, the reason I want to talk to the social worker is because the recipient receives a notice of action. That notice of action that the recipient receives, which is theirs, okay? But if you want to ask the social worker, the recipient, hey, can I get a copy of that? The reason I want a copy of it is because I want to see how much time they allocated for each duty that we have to do. So to give you an example, they have domestic, they have 4 hours for cooking, 2 hours. Dude, really get off me, man. There's a yellow sign. 2 hours for cooking. It varies. One of the forms that I would love to get my hands on is the one where someone gets authorized 283 hours, just so that I know that what the maximum is that they'll be able to get. And everyone is different, okay? A system does this. This system where they allocate hours is not available to us. And I'm smoking like a chimney because when I get there I can't, although I can sometimes, but I don't want to leave them. So and it's morning. I haven't been able to get my hands on one of those forms, but I do have forms from my other recipients, which I say, Rosemary got 4 hours for this. Why did John only get 2? My Jeannie got 3. Why did Rosemary get 1? And that's how I compare. So I haven't been able to get a form that says this is what the max is. I'm getting close. I'm getting real close. So I wanted to bring you guys an update because because the timesheets are supposed to be turned in on the 15th, I am going to be waiting. I'm going to delay that timesheet because the hours are going to be changing, and it normally takes about 3 weeks, sometimes a month. And I'm more than willing. Now I can send my timesheet with the hours that I'm already allowed to work, but the problem with that is that if they raise the hours, which they're going to be raising the hours, okay? If they raise the hours, then I'm gonna have to deal with a supplemental timesheet. And I don't think, oh wow, these are like terribly dirty. I want to when you deal, I know how to do supplemental timesheets, but they're extremely confusing because it's a puzzle that you're putting together. So I don't think I want to wait for a supplemental timesheet. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to wait to see what the hours are, and by the end of the month, without sending in my timesheet, by the end of the month, these hours, once the authorized shared form, which is when you have more than one provider for one recipient, which John has, because one of them is my son, once that form also takes about 3 weeks to a month to be active, then it's when the hours are allocated accordingly to each provider. And the reason for that is so that there is less confusion, Less possibility with this pasado feliz de las madres. Estás en el manner. Nope. I'll call her right now because I'm gonna get there. That's the lady that loaned me her pajama the day I had to spend the night there. She's so awesome. She made ceviche the other day too. I don't know. They kind of like me, which is kind of weird. But so do my neighbors. I love my neighbors. I had a couple of shots of tequila. I took them a bottle of Bacardi that I got from TJ, and just give me 2 shots. I'm good. I just need to chill and relax with you guys. It's Mother's Day. So, anyways, the reason I'm saying this is because we need to avoid errors. I have a young lady that has supplemental timesheets for November. She has supplemental timesheets for February, and she also has a supplemental timesheet for March. And then in order for her to claim the hours that they owe her, she needs to have copies of these timesheets. So what I'm going to do for her is I'm going to put it together. I'm going to put this puzzle together so that there is no errors, because I'm that good and I know how to do it. So you don't want an error, because even 1 minute will cause you a violation, and that's just the way it is. The other thing that I'm also going to do, because I do not want to be backed up in timesheets, because timesheets do take 5 to 7 days for them to send them to you when you request them, is on the 16th. Good morning! my guys for the car wash. On the 16th of May, I am also going to call the 888-822-9622 number, because I want them to send me the timesheets from the 16th to the 31st. So, even though the hours have not been put in, okay? They have not been approved. Even though the number of hours on the timesheet that I'm going to request, because this is going to take some time, is going to be totally different. It doesn't matter, okay? Because if, for example, right now I'm authorized to work 88 hours. Ooh, that's a nice Cadillac. I'm allowed to work 88 hours and 8 minutes for John. And I know that his hours are going to drastically increase. Even though my timesheet on the right for the 1st of May to the 15th of May says 88 hours, once I know how many hours are being allowed for me to work when the increase is going to take effect, which, as I stated, will be almost at the end of the month, all I have to do is, if there was one provider, all I would have to do is divide the hours that are going to be given by 4, like I do on my tutorials. And I'm very safe, actually, when I do it like that, because the machine does it and it actually gives you more, okay? Despite the fact that the timesheet that I have for the 1st to the 15th of May says 88 hours, I can still use that timesheet. So on the 16th, when I call in to order my timesheet for the 16th to the 31st of May, that timesheet will also say 88 hours. But at least I have that timesheet in my hand, okay? And I can do the math and divide it by 4, all the hours divided by 4. If it was one recipient, just myself working, I would divide it by 4, and I would know exactly how many hours I'm allowed to work per week. And because the hours have been approved and they're already in the system, I will not get a violation, okay? But because there is 2 providers, my son and I also have to turn in the SOC 838, which is the authorized shared hours, and still do the math and still divide it by 4. But we have to wait for those hours to be authorized. In our case, those hours have to be authorized. And the second thing is the hours have to be dispersed appropriately. So if they give, I think I can work an extra 25. Let's say the max I can work for, let's say they give him 160 hours, okay? 160 hours. Right now, the only space I have is for about 25 hours. So it's 88 plus 2, that's 90, son 90, 90 son 100, 110, 113. 113 hours is what I would be able to work. And then the other son 20, 40, 7 hours would go for my son, because 37 hours, I'm sorry. 113 plus 37 hours is for my son. So I would divide 113 by 4, and I would know how many hours I'm allowed to work per week. For 2 reasons. One, I'm not going to go over his hours allowed. And the second reason is I will already be at a max of 264 hours per month with all my recipients. But my son only has to divide that 37 hours that he now has by 4, and it's like 6 hours and 15 minutes a week, okay? Because I'm dividing 37. So it's a nice process, okay? It's it takes a little while longer, but what I want to tell you guys is persistency, because he went in on the 6th. Today is the 13th, okay? And I've already gotten results. And I'm pretty sure here it's going to happen like in the next week or 2. So persistency always helps. Nagging is completely different, okay? Give them some time to work the process, clear communications, tell them exactly what you're doing, because I'm waiting on a phone call from the social worker to specify to her exactly what I'm doing so that she can allocate the hours appropriately for him, and he can continue to get taken care of, and I can continue to get paid, and everybody's happy. So that's it. God bless you guys. I hope that, I know this took, 30 minutes. Skip whatever you don't want to listen to. Thank you so much for subscribing. We're up at 897. Hey, we're like 102, 103 away from me being live, which is amazing, because I hate re-recording. And no, I don't hate. I don't like it. I'm gonna say it's a strong word, and I don't like to use that unless I really, really, really mean it. So God bless you guys. Have a beautiful day. It's time for me to run in there, but I wanted to finish this video. And keep it up, keep going. Look beautiful, smile, positive thoughts, positive energy. Keep these recipients on their tippy toes. Protect them. Yesterday I had a gentleman that decided he was extremely rude to my Rosemary, and I could already see him hitting her. And I looked at my Rosemary and I said, move forward. And she said, no, why? I said, listen to what I'm telling you to do. Move forward. Because I could see this man hitting my Rosemary, 80 years old. And when she went ahead and she moved forward, she was angry, of course, because the gentleman was extremely rude. And I stood there. And I'm like, okay, you'll hit an 80-year-old lady. Let me see you hit me. I want to see you hit me. I was so furious and upset. And I was like, okay, let me see you hit me. Of course, he knew better than that, which I'm still not scared to get down. You know, self-defense, hello. So when I got home with her, when we got out of the store, I said to her, hey, you want some ice cream? And she's like, yeah, I want a sundae. I said, well, they're giving something away at Wiener Schnitzel. Let's go. And of course I pay because I love them and I'm blessed and I don't mind sharing. So I bought her an ice cream. I diffused it, okay? But when we got home, I looked at her and I said, I am so sorry for talking to you the way I talked to you, because I talked to her like a child. Please forgive me. But I care about you. It is my job to protect you. It is my job to take care of you. It is my job to make sure that you're okay and nothing's going to happen to you. So please, I want you that next time I ask you to do something, do not question me. Just go ahead and do it. She's never seen me angry. She's never seen me upset. But yesterday I was really super close. Really super close. And she says, I'm sorry. I said, no, nobody's going to touch my Rosemary. Nobody's going to touch my Jeannie, and nobody's going to touch my John. Those are my people. My job is to protect them. So next time, please forgive me for raising my voice, although it wasn't that race, but it was very extremely stern. Okay, please forgive me, but next time I need you to understand that it is my intentions are for your benefit, and no one on my watch is going to take advantage of you, hurt you, mistreat you. You will not wait in line, because I am going to make sure that you get respected for your age. So she said, I know, honey. I love you. Thank you. I said, okay, call me. You need me, call me. But that's our job, is to take care of our recipients. This is why it's so important to advocate. So I wanted to share that with you guys. And like, I didn't do nothing, and I was ready, so who cares? Run. God bless you guys. Have a beautiful day. Call me if you need me. Subscribe. 562-281-3219. I love you guys. Be good. It's a beautiful day. Even though it's Monday, we woke up, and I'm probably gonna smoke one more cigarette before I go inside, and then get it all together, right? God bless you guys. Call me, text me, comment, share, you know, anything. I'm right here for you guys. Just give me some time to answer you back. There was a young lady named Patricia that called me. I tried calling you back. Your phone was breaking up. I couldn't get the last digit. So I called back the number that called me initially, and I left a message there. Please be very clear when you leave a message. Text me if you have to, because I am going to get back to you, and I will give you the best advice. God bless you guys. Now I'm really going to go. Have a beautiful day. I love you, James. Thank you for the Mother's Day wishes. I love you. Bye.